So the last time I recorded a video was about a month ago. A lot has happened since then. Firstly, I quit my job like about 3 weeks ago, and I've had a lot of time to like a lot more free time. But I just started school about 3 weeks ago as well, so that kind of took up my time as well. I launched my first client ads about the same time when I quit my job, and I've been getting good results right now. And I lost about 5 pounds, and I've been striving to kind of connect with God more and more. I think I would say like 80% of the time I'm there, but sometimes obviously some days I leave my house. I don't really have the chance, but I still try to connect with God at some point throughout the day. Um, just a few lessons I learned. I'm gonna be reading from my laptop, by the way. So yeah, so a few lessons I learned from the time I was away, like the last month, was one, 90 days is not enough to kind of get where I want to be. Um, I would say disappointment comes from a misalignment with expectations and reality. And it's like I'm trying to play like an infinite game of, business, life, physical health with finite rules. So saying I'm going to do it in the next 90 days, and then after 90 days, what happens? And obviously that's not never going to work. So I've been trying to go with this with more patience for the outcome, and then more long-term thinking as well too, and being relentless with the daily actions, but detached from the results, which kind of goes into my second point, which is detaching from the work being my identity, the work or be business, or whatever it is that I do be my identity. The action is my identity. Me working hard is my identity. The Bible says in Proverbs 14:23, in all work there is profit, but mere talks produces only poverty. Which means hard work is the goal for me. Which is what I'm trying to do now, and my true identity is in Christ. So, me saying, "Oh, I haven't hit this certain goal in the time frame that I set for myself," that always results in some type of disappointment, and then me just like saying, "No, it's not even worth it." But I need to make the action or the work itself be where I derive my joy from. And the third thing I've picked up on about myself is the last like 3 4 years I had like a false sense of belief that I was lazy, and I needed to get rid of that to do anything in business, which is obviously true if you are truly lazy. Um, what Coming to think about it, I wasn't really lazy. I could think of a lot of times where I really worked hard at things, and I'm wondering, why is business any different from other things that I worked on? It's because the reward you get from business is heavily backlogged, which kind of gives you an illusion of like not seeing any progress at all, which is something I really struggled with. So I find it harder to get immediate gratifications from business as opposed to like a regular job or like working out, if that makes sense. And then the only way to kind of really fix that is by, like, once again, just making the action the thing that I strive for. So say it's like 100 calls, or it's working like on my laptop or something like that. I need to make that my end goal, and not like the action itself, not the goal itself. And yeah, the fourth thing I kind of learned as well too is social media and like outside influences, including like just simple YouTube videos. They play a huge role in influencing my already certain decision of what I want to do. And they tamper with my faith as well a little bit. Just because they give me a different perspective on life, that gives me an illusion that I want what I see, which for the most part isn't the case. So when I take a break off social media, I kind of get back to baseline. But when I'm on it, I have a different mindset. I'm thinking, oh, maybe I want this, maybe I want this. This new thing just came out, maybe I want that, and that kind of just skews with my mindset and whatnot. Those four are pretty much all I kind of learned the last month. And yeah, so for the business side of things, I still have the same goal I'm trying to get before school ends, which is three essentially free trials or testimonials. Just getting great results for them. Right now, I'm getting great results for the one ad that I launched. Um, and updates on the goal that I set for my business side was to get 3 clients. I kind of made progress with that. So, like I said, I launched the first free trial client that I had. Around the same time school ended. My cost per lead was terrible. It's like $30 cost per lead, and that kind of, obviously since it's my money that I'm spending for the free trial, I didn't like that. $30 cost per lead is like industry average, but I'm trying to get below industry average and kind of get the ball rolling and whatnot. So I relaunched 2 different ads. The first one was getting like an $18 cost per lead, so obviously half, basically almost half of what I was doing before. Um, but then the second one was getting like a $5 6 cost per lead, which is obviously great. And that came after like a month of research and testing different offers and whatnot. I tested 3 different offers before I got that one. My next focus now in the next 2 weeks is appointment setting. I'm gonna be my plan for that is to spend the next week perfecting the script and the appointment setting side of things. Then after a week, I'm probably gonna hire an appointment setter, maybe 3 to test out, and then I'm gonna keep 1 or 2. We'll see. We'll see how much that I do need. And yeah, my second update on the business was the content that I wanted to make, which has been doing. I'm not really doing as much as I possibly could on that end. I'm not gonna lie, and it was to do 2 posts on Instagram, Facebook a week, and then 2 times on YouTube. It would have been great if I recorded my thought process between like the offers and testing different offers out. I'm gonna start that cadence next week. Make that a goal for next week, and moving on to the next pillar, which is physical health. I'd say like I'm like a 5 out of 10, which going to the gym and eating good, which is obviously not as consistent as I want to be. I'm still making progress in that part, but I could be doing way more. This time last year, I was really locked in, and I'm not really at that pace right now. A big thing is just school in general is taking up a lot of my time, and obviously I can't make any excuses, but I'm trying to work on that. A big thing that helped me last year was meal prepping, which helped me save a lot of money, and also obviously was easier as well. I just pop it in the microwave and eat it, and then it's pretty much done. So next week I'm gonna go grocery shopping. Monday I'm gonna meal prep for the week and have everything set up. And then that should help me out. Working out, I'm pretty consistent with that. I'd say for the last 2 weeks, and the last pillar is more on my Christianity, my religion, and connecting with God more. I've been reading the whole New Testament, which is a goal I have for the year. Trying to essentially paraphrase and break down each verse that I see. Like I'm breaking it down one by one. I've been doing that consistently. Like I said earlier in the video, about 80% on that. Which again, I've been moving really slow on it, but it's more intentional. And when I read, I really understand what I'm reading, which is obviously great. And I think God has put me in a very good position right now, I'd say, with the business. Just for me to, like, everything I've been praying for, I've been asking for, I've been working for has been paying off. I just need to be consistent and to make the most out of my time. Right now, my time is very, very limited. I have school, I have work, like, there's a lot of things I'm doing right now. But I just have to make the most out of my time. My life tracker is set up. I just really haven't been focusing on it too much. Like I said, I don't really have time, and I'll try to make that a priority next week. It takes me like 15 minutes a day usually to complete it, but by the end of the day, usually I'm busy or I'm sleepy or I'm tired, so I'm just like, oh, I'll do it later, and I just never get to it. So I'm gonna make that a priority for next week, and yeah. So my goal for next week is, one, take my whole week off any media in general, not just social. So even like videos, watching TV, anything like that. Take that off the whole week. Next thing is to hit the gym at least 3 times next week. And it's to call every single lead when it gets busy, even at school, at gym, anywhere I am, between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. And following up with the leads as well, too. I'm trying to get this rolling as soon as possible. The Cost Per Lead is doing really great right now, so if I could book appointments from that and close some jobs from that as well. And yeah, make at least 2 videos for my business content, and just staying consistent with reading my Bible and whatnot. I'm already pretty consistent with that, but obviously, keeping up at that pace as well. I'll probably do another video next week for any updates and whatnot that I have, and that's pretty much it.